right, we're gonna wait a couple of seconds. And we are now live. Welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Level Up Your Wealth podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Marcus Howard, joined by Mario. Welcome everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. It's not raining here in Jacksonville, so hopefully my internet won't be on the fritz like it has been the last few weeks, but definitely here to talk about gaming, any sports, and everything around games. Games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our guest today, our featured special guest today for this episode, couldn't join us. I think he's running a little bit late. If he joins us, we're definitely going to continue the conversation with him and learn about his book and everything he's doing for esports sustainability in New York, Long Island. In the meantime, this is just kind of just a regular conversation. We're happy to continue to have the conversation with you, talk about a bunch of cool stuff that's happening and important stuff happening this week in the gaming industry. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you have any questions, happy to answer those. The first thing we're going to talk about is Palworld. Palworld, I think the last I checked in the last week, they've had like 8 million people buy this game. We have not seen the trailer. I was just describing this to Mario before we went live. So we're going to talk about Palworld. Want to hear your thoughts about it. If you've played it, if you think, that there's IP infringement, if you hate the game, whatever you think about the game, let us know in the comments. We want you to be a part of this conversation. So let me share my screen. We're going to watch this live. All right. Can you see my screen?
Let's see what. Nah, I can't see it. Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, wait, here we go. One second. Let me do
Let's see what all the fuss is about.
All right. So I'm going to set the stage, everybody. Again, I haven't done a whole bunch of research into this, but as I understand it, Palworld is basically Pokemon with guns. That's how it was described to me. That's every time I've seen it. So let's see what Pocket Gear has. Let's see. Can you hear the sound?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
Pocket Pair presents.
Pocket Pair, that's what it is, yeah.
I like the graphics so far.
Nice graphics, yeah.
Okay. Oh, where the guns come from? Whoa! Whoa! Is that a Pokemon game?
You had trouble capturing Pokemon using bazooka.
Okay. It's a shot though. Okay. Little Animal Crossing that's going on looks like.
Animal Crossing. This is a little bit of cozy game in there.
Okay. Okay. Here comes the villain. Okay.
All
Wow.
right.
And we gotta go do that again though. We gotta do that step by step. We gotta get some real commentary, man. Your thoughts and feelings about this.
All right, let's do that. Let's jump back into it then.
So you remember, we had our pod last week and we talked about, like Sony versus Xbox. So it looks like this is an Xbox game. So I might hop on this tonight with my pass. Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
think that was cool for them to partner up with Microsoft with the Xbox Game Pass. So, if you're paying that subscription, then you basically get the game for free. I think that's smart. That's accessible. I'm really impressed with the quality of the game.
Okay.
It looks like something that is a next gen game. If Nintendo were to make a game like this is something I would expect from Nintendo. That level of polish.
Now, how long did it take them to make this game?
I think they've been working on it since 2021, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. And if you're watching, if you know the details, I don't. That's just what I think I remember. Please let me know in the comments.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Let me Google that. Hold on. And y'all can definitely spam when it was. So Power World now any development.
But yeah, I think the visual quality is definitely there. From what I read, and I didn't verify this information, so it might not be true, but they had like 50,000 bugs reported in the first 3 or 4 days.
Really, 50,000.
50,000, but they had millions of people, buy the game. So if you have that many people playing and they're playing it a lot, that's a sign that people are playing it a lot. That people are reporting that the game is really fun.
3 years. So okay. So they thought it would be a 1 year development. End up being 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So 3 years. That's crazy. Well, I mean that's not that long to develop a game, right?
No, no. And I don't know how many people on the team. I hear that it's an indie team or at least a smaller team, smaller studio working on it. So 3 years sounds like a decent amount of time.
So yeah. So it was a team of 10 to 50 members plus a lot of freelancers.
Okay.
They thought it would be 1 year and develop it ended up being 3 years. Newly graduated character design that was turned down by 100 companies came back and reapplied it, ended up drawing the majority of the characters from Palworld. Wow. So literally 100 companies said no, including Pocket Pair initially. So they actually said no as well. And then they came back around. They said, show me the money.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think something similar happened with. Are you familiar with Rocket League?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I believe, if as the story goes, and again, if you know the details, anyone watching better than I do, please correct me and let us know in the chat. But I believe the game used to be called like Rocket Powered RC Cars Racer or something a much longer name, and they had actually gone to EA Electronic Arts trying to get a
Hmm.
publishing deal, and EA said no. And then Rocket League became a worldwide success, and I believe shortly thereafter, EA launched their indie game publishing division, EA Originals.
Mm, okay. So it says Pocket Pair did not play it safe. They spent all their budget and got extremely lucky with their hires, and they have made a game that they believe is hella fun. Hella fun. They also mentions how they know they'll be written off as ripoffs.
They knew in advance.
Ripoffs of a bunch of other games, but they make a few points comparing it closer to comparable. Arc, for one, who plays them, the difference is clear. They won't translate. Paul World is a very interesting game, but I would like to add at one point, it is not really for players who prefer story focused single player games. So please beware of that. In total, it's a miracle. In total, it's a miracle the game was even made. Look at there. And this is done by Steam. Okay, so Steam community actually wrote this.
Okay, well,
And then,
you've seen that? Okay.
yeah, by Amari.san, AMRAI.SAN.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So yeah, yeah. All right. So let's run this back and get some color to this. But now these graphics are pretty cool, man. For to be by indie, that's these are pretty cool. All right, so stop. So when you first saw that, this like what vibes is it giving to you? Like
That's
I see like the chicken. It's like, oh, that looks like a knockoff of a character, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's clearly kind of kid inspired. This is
Yeah,
something you might see on a Netflix cartoon for kids in the
yeah,
youth section. So that
yeah.
definitely that was the vibe they were going for.
But aren't these like actual like character like the that chicken is a character from somewhere, isn't it?
It might be. I recognize that sheep. I saw one of the characters, the monsters in the trailer. Like I think the name of the Pokemon is Lucario. I might be
Okay.
mispronouncing that, but that's one of the characters that's in the Super Smash Brothers game, the fighting game that Nintendo makes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, very popular Pokemon in the series.
Okay. Pocket pair. Okay.
I also appreciate the music. Like the production quality is high.
Yeah. So pause that. Like so even like the transition. So you see how like we have like the mountains and then kind of further in the back is there. But like typically, especially with indie games, it's kind of pixelized, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like a professional, like it looks like made by Pixar. Like it looks like it's a very it looks very professional. Hold on. Let me see how much Pocket Pair is worth. Hold on. Pocket. Now I'm pocket watching Pocket Pair now. Pocket Pair worth. Let's see here. How big Pocket Pair, the company?
So I think they raised venture capital.
Hmm.
Kind of bits and pieces, different articles. They I want to say they raised like $5 to $10 million.
Wow. Okay. So Pocket Pair is a video game developer headquartered in Hack and excuse me, people in Tokyo, but Hagashatanda, Tokyo, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
is known for Craftopia and Palworld. Was founded in 2015, so it's not even 10 years old. So
Yeah,
this
so
is
this is definitely not their first game. That's what I've been reading. And Craftopia, as I hear people are saying, was inspired by some of the newer Zelda games.
okay. Craftopia was the 1,1543 most played in October 2023, based on the number of monthly active users. Craftopia is a venture game developed by Pocket Pair that can be played on PC, Steam, of course, and Xbox One. So they might have some type of partnership with Microsoft. Then you think, huh?
They might, yeah.
All right.
And those ecosystems are trying to do better about making more third-party games available
Mm-hmm.
because they want to obviously improve the quantity and quality of games in the catalog, especially for Game Pass, right?
Okay. All right. You want to keep on playing it?
Yeah. Like that looks like one of the legendary water Pokemon. I forget the name of it. I recognize that. That is a legendary water Pokemon. And
Hold
what
on. It's,
Psyduck? This almost like the Psyduck character.
wow. And so, how's that? So Brian, Lord Brian popped in. He said the trailer is better than Pokemon Arceus One. Gotcha, Nintendo. Well, yeah, now that's definitely a Pokemon character. But I'm still just amazed. This, I mean, indie, but these graphics are just these. I mean, they're spot on. Like I would not have thought like this was from a indie shop. Um, Even like the water just looks clear. It's not pixelized.
Mhm.
They did a very good job with the graphics.
They did, and that's shout out to all the game development engines, Unity and Unreal. That's one of the things that's becoming more accessible is tools to create or our tools to create higher fidelity games like this, and those tools are generally available for free to begin using. They monetize after you launch, so now
Yeah,
everybody has these same tools.
yeah. What? So what did they build this on?
I have no idea. I would assume Unity. I could go check. Let's see. What was let's see.
Okay, so the game was originally developed using Unity, but was later migrated to Unreal Engine
Unreal Engine,
4.
the new Unreal Engine, Unreal Engine 5, which is why it looks as good as it does.
Now, so you think they stopped developing because like the whole fallout with Unity last year? You think that, or you think it was probably that probably happened before?
I think it was a coincidence. I would assume it happened before.
Mm, okay.
But it wouldn't surprise me. You know, a lot of developers said very publicly that they would stop using Unity and would switch to another engine. So let's keep going here.
So yeah, so it says that the developers decided to fix Unreal because they think it's better suited for open world games. So there you have it.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, but you know, so like just 38 seconds in, I would not think violence. I would think it kind of gives me like Animal Crossing vibes a little bit. Like more like for like more grown ups. You see the lava, so of course you can die, but I don't see like any violence. It seems like it's a pretty cool game. So I guess the trailer, which was they I guess because it's rated T for teen, right? It's not
T15, yeah.
mature. Yeah, so I guess they're trying to reel the teens in, and then it goes to the shoot 'em up, bang bang. Yeah, so they was all there.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that a Pokemon character too?
Probably many of these are inspired by Pokemon characters. The short answer is probably yes.
Wow. That was a Pokemon. That's definitely a Pokemon character.
That was a Pokemon character for sure. We could play a drinking game. How many Pokemon characters do you spot in the trailer?
Wow.
Drink a shot of water.
Man, I'm pretty sure every single turn on God's Green Earth is like, call me, please call me.
So it went almost an entire minute before they had the guns.
Yeah.
And look over here. It's like, what is it? Wixen's attack is highly effective against Verdashi. That's Pokemon like language, right?
Well, that's interesting. How they, when we look at trailers though, trailers kind of try to push you in different directions, but I like it though because it's basically telling you that you can play together. It's open air. Like so, sometimes you see like a trailer of like Halo or any other kind of gun games. It kind of focuses on the action, but like here, it's kind of telling you, it's action, yes, but it's with other players. And like usually with trailers, you don't see actually this where you can see different people and from the communication standpoint. So I don't know if that's like a marketing standpoint they wanted to be different, or if they had some type of group that kind of gave feedback on how to be different from a marketing standpoint. But I think that's pretty cool. They're actually kind of telling you that yes, you can do multiplayer, and we want you to do multiplayer.
And then Brian, shout out to Brian. He let us know that the legendary water Pokemon is Gyarados.
Okay, Gyarados. Okay, Gyarados.
So we can pull up a picture of Gyarados just so we can jump back over here and switch back and forth. I don't know if I can actually. No, I don't know if I can do that. But if you played Pokemon, you're familiar with the Gyarados water Pokemon.
Let me see how many impressions. Gyra. Hold on.
Gyrados. Maybe you share your screen. That way I can keep this one. We can jump back to this one after you share your screen.
Okay. All right. Let me share.
So you do that. I'm going to jump back over to the video section where it had Gyarados. Let's see.
All right. So let's see. Screen share.
Where was it? Here we go.
Let's see here.
All right, so we got this one, so everybody can see. Oh, too far. There's that, and then you got Gyarados pulled up.
Yeah, you see him? That's. Hold on, let's go to Wikipedia. Hold on. Is a Pokemon species in Nintendo and Game Freaks created by Ken. Again, I'm sorry, Ken. Japanese video game designer. Okay. Evolved in the form of Makarot. What's Makarot? Okay, evolved into that. That's weird, but okay.
Okay, and then so I don't know while you're doing that, this is really, really interesting that Brian also said that he read that you can capture human NPCs and make them work in your factory with your pals. The pals are the Pokemon characters.
Hence PAL.
Yeah.
It's half. Okay.
It reminds me of a clip from not Venture Brothers, from Rick and Morty that said that the basically the virtual world that they had created is kind of like Inception, the movie Inception. They were powering batteries at different stages. He's like, this seems like slavery with more steps. So
Mm.
at any rate,
So 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 he was created in 1996. So you want to think about how many times I'm thinking this impression had to be viewed or seen at least when you say maybe a billion times, right? From 1996, you're talking about 30 plus years. I mean, Pokemon is a billion-dollar industry.
yeah, it's very popular. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And so other
Wow.
people are saying that, again, like to your point, Pokemon's been around for 30 years. There's over 1,000 Pokemon. It would be difficult to create a cartoonish character that appeals to kids that doesn't in one way or another resemble any of the 1,000 plus Pokemon that have ever been created.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
looks remarkably similar to Gyarados.
Yeah. 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 That's interesting.
So let's jump back up here to the guns.
Guns a blazing.
Wait, let me reshare my screen, make sure I'm here.
You got yeah. Okay.
All right, cool, cool.
Oh, the Joker.
The bazooka.
That was a bazooka.
When in doubt, use the bazooka.
Yeah.
It's highly effective.
They said highly effective. Okay, that's cool too. That they're actually telling you from an instructional standpoint. And then of course you got your thing. We talked about it as well. Like I don't know. You can equate like tokens to dollars, but if it's a way people play games, they can get paid. Like like this is a prime example. You play the game more, you get paid. Um, mm,
And I don't know if you can see this because both of our icons are here. Let me see if I can move our icons. We're here. Nope, that didn't work. All right. In the bottom right corner, people who are watching can see it says throw PAL sphere. So you can switch
mm,
from the rocket launcher to your PAL sphere.
mm.
Oh, there goes the PAL sphere with a capture rate there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You won't be able to effectively use PALs at a higher level than you. Use PALs at a higher level than you. Their abilities will be lower to match yours, those of your character's level.
So let me just straight. So they basically they're trying to capture them, or they're trying to kill them.
They capture them. I think they shoot them to weaken them so they could be captured by the PAL sphere.
Okay, okay. Because when they throw the grenade, it's like it was a like an explosion, but I guess that's just graphics, I guess.
Yeah, let's see. Let's jump back over here.
Oh, okay. I see that. Okay.
Did you see it open?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Well,
What'd you say?
I mean, so I'm talking about like, if you go back a little bit, just like even like just the levels, like that right there, like that's beautiful,
It is.
right?
It
I
is.
mean, so that's just, and then again, you have the background. Like you think about games even 5 years ago from indie studios, like they didn't look like this.
They didn't.
Um, so you think this more because of them, or you think because of Unity and Unreal just being so great engines to create this type of these types of graphics?
Yeah, I think it's the engines because a lot of these engines, as if any of the game developers watching can jump in the chat and let us, jump in the conversation. But as I understand it, they all have marketplaces, and in those marketplaces, they work very similar to like an Amazon or an eBay. Like game developers not only make their own games, they'll make some of these assets and put them in the marketplace. So if you are an indie developer and you don't have this skill set, you just go into the marketplace and you buy what's called asset packs. So this might be like the desert asset pack, so they don't have to go and build all this stuff from scratch. I'm not saying they didn't build it from scratch. They certainly could have, but if you don't have that time or that talent, that ability, you could always go to the asset stores and buy these assets and just create levels with those assets.
Wow. So now are these assets? So if I'm a developer, right? Um, and I have this asset pack. Is it only for Unreal, or can it be cross-functional between Unreal and in Unity?
That's a good question. I don't have the answer to. If you're tuning in and you know that answer, please let us know in the chat. We're all trying to learn.
Yeah.
My guess is that I think that there are two different programming languages. So my guess
Okay.
is the assets. It depends on what the file format the asset is created in.
Yeah. Where's Jonathan when we need him, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he knows. He knows for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That, but yeah, that's cool. Well, then that makes you think. Then, like, I know it's costly to make a game, but if they're doing this, maybe they say, hey, you get a cut out of this. So maybe you do this as a freelancer, or for next to nothing, and you basically get a percentage of the sales. Um, I mean, so if I created this, and if I would have knew that basically they would have $100 million of sales in freaking 1 week, I'd be like, forget me charging $200, $300. I want a percentage of the pie.
Right.
So
Exactly.
so yeah, nah, this is great though,
Yeah,
man.
and there's another concept in game development that's referred to like an asset flip.
Okay.
So where you may have people who will go and just like copy other popular games and just get assets off the store and recreate that.
Mm,
So just kind of flipping the assets to create new game experiences that are new to the people who might be playing them, but might not be officially original. Does that make sense?
yes, yes. Asset flipping houses and flipping assets.
They're all assets, right?
So you call that? So Brian said usually works on both files, 3Ds or FB for 3D file. Okay, both
Okay.
files.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate that. Thanks for the insight.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Brian, have you
well,
played Palworld yet? Since you're joining us, let us know in the chat. Now that kind of the parachute thing I remember from Fortnite.
yes. Everybody just sue us, man. So we talked about earlier, like you think? I mean, they know it's going to be copyright infringement, trademark infringement out the yin yang. Like, you think they just said, hey, we might make a couple dollars, we might end up paying everybody and be stuck in litigation for 10 years, but this is going to get our name out there. And like the next game that we created originally, the next game, this is kind of our big push. Or you think they were just so naive to do it, just kind of say, let's see what happens?
I don't want to insult their intelligence or guess what they were trying to do. I think they do get a lot of publicity as long as it doesn't bankrupt them. You're right. If they're going to make another game and they get to keep $20 million, then
yeah,
and it's not the most ethical way to make money, right? But
yeah.
it needs to be effective.
Yeah.
Brian's not going to sign up for this. He says he's still skeptical to see his childhood game with guns.
It's rated teen, man. This is not mature. It's rated teen.
Right. But you made that point about them being, potentially Fortnite suing them. But I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently you can actually copyright gameplay mechanics. So that's why like asset flips and things like that, copycat games can be flooded in the marketplace because creating that experience is not something that's copyrightable. Lines of code you can copyright, but a gameplay experience and implementation of it is not copyrightable. So like I don't know if you've seen the most recent, the last two Zelda games. I think there's like a parachute type glider functionality in that. All of those basically came from Fortnite, but Fortnite borrows a bunch of game mechanics from Apex Legends and several other games. So
okay, and not gonna. I mean, so like my experience, how I toggle might be different. So I can understand the court of law how a lawyer can kind of weasel that experiences are different. But I mean, just theoretically speaking, it's clear as day, right? So yeah. But
definitely inspired.
Yeah, Fortnite expired, but not copied, I guess, right?
That's another one.
I've seen that before. What? Come on, like, what are we doing here, man? They just don't care at this point now. Let's just throw them all. Throw them all.
Because he made the first 10 million, it's like they just bring on the lawsuits.
Wow. That's different guns. Okay. Oh, that's cool actually. So
So
he's
that,
on top of somebody.
yeah, it's one of his pals, I guess, is using the pal as a weapon, or either he's using the
Oh,
pal as a
okay.
weapon, or he mounted weapons on the pal.
Yeah. So I guess you can capture the POW and then make the POW as a weapon or help you when it comes to fighting capturing other POWs.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. And but even like the graphics there, like if you see like his hands on them, like it doesn't
yeah,
look blurry. It just looks very cool.
yeah. Very clean. Yeah.
You know, like this. You see the hand?
Let me go back. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right there. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, so it's like it's not like above. It looks like it's on it. And then even with, like the shadows. You saw the shadows move. I'm
yeah.
just
Shadows right here.
Yeah, I'm just very, and I'm not like the biggest graphics person in the world, but I'm just like as an indie gaming studio, I'm just very impressed. Um, you know, well, I mean, would they be considered indie? I mean, they're not like a big studio, right? But
That is a heavy debate, a long-standing debate in the space is what is indie anymore. A lot of people say that once you pick up a publisher, you're no longer indie. Once you get a VC investment, you're no longer indie. You know, so I don't know. The short answer is I don't know.
hmm, yeah. So it said it sold 8 million copies on Steam as of today,
Yeah,
and its development pocket pair just released a roadmap laying out plans for the game's future. Wow, they don't care.
yeah.
Palworld has sold over 8 million copies in less than 6 days. Is that a record? What's the
I think they hold the record for they're
hold on? Let me share
the
my screen. Let me
second or the third. What is it? I'm gonna get the stat wrong. They had the record for the second or third highest number of concurrent players in the history of Steam, behind games that are like wildly successful. I think like one of the CS:GO, Counter Strike games. I wish I had that
hmm
stat in front of me, but they are definitely they've broken records. They're like top five, you know, in terms of concurrent players, maybe even sales within a week.
The biggest launch in Steam history. Wow, look at that. So Palworld manages the biggest launch in Steam history, passing Hogwarts and
Yeah,
Cyberpunk. Okay,
yeah, and
and
I think
more.
Elden Ring was a game of the year. You know, so some major titles. That's no small feat.
Wow. So as of writing, has reached a peak concurrent player count of 1.5 million on Steam.
And that's just Steam,
Yeah.
right? That SteamDB only monitors the player stats on Steam. So Xbox, the Microsoft Store, none of that stuff's counted in that figure.
Yeah. And that was 3 days of his launch. And that doesn't include any Xbox, Microsoft Store, or Game Pass. This gives them the third highest concurrent player peak in the history of Steam. Wow, besides Counter Strike and that's
PUBG,
wow.
yeah, Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
That number puts it beyond the opening week Steam player peaks of games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Elder Ring and Hogwarts Legacy. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I think maybe their thought was that they were basically because we all love Pokemon, we all play Pokemon and one like let's make Pokemon like an adult version.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking that's where they went for. They knocked it off. I didn't even see like any advertise. Did they market this? We see the trailer now, but was any marketing around it or?
I think they've been like I don't know. Short answer is I don't know. I
Okay.
think that they have been promoting it, or at least, obviously they're working on it since 2021, and I think they've been wish listed. So wish list means like if you know that the game is going to come out in the future, then you can basically add it to your list and then get notified when it launches. And I hear that it was like ranked number 5 in all of Steam's ecosystem for wish lists. I could be
Wow.
wrong, but you know, in
Yeah.
order for you to build up, if that's true, in order to build up a wish list ranking like that, you have to be promoting it. If at least not like as like actual trailers,
hmm
social media and in communities.
I wonder when it was marketing this how many stop and desist letters they received.
I
Wow.
don't know. Yeah, I think I read this somewhere else. I don't know where, so this might not be true, but I think that they hadn't like communicated that there were guns in it until like right before the launch.
Well, you had thought rated teen, right? I mean, I don't know how much they disclosed the rating, but rated teen. I mean, if it was no guns, it would be like G or at least PG.
Right.
Yeah, E for every. Because I mean,
E for everyone.
Pokemon
Yeah.
is E for everybody, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It also doesn't have bazookas.
yeah. See now I'm it's a cozy game now.
Cozy
They
game. Right.
yeah.
I guess this is the part where you can capture humans and make them also work the fields.
Uh, like to the right, okay. But the graphics here, man. You have like the log cabin. They're doing like a fireplace. Like this is very cool graphics. But yeah, working the fields indeed. Saw that?
So that's the piece where people are saying it's inspired by Ark, like this whole section here, like building
Okay.
houses and kind of fortresses, and even this look is very inspired by Ark. Ark is kind of a open world game set in like prehistoric times. So this is how your characters might be dressed, and there's a bunch of like dinosaurs. So this definitely has that kind of look.
Yeah, I know we talked about it as well. I mean, I don't know maybe for this game because of the legal action that they're gonna ramifications they're gonna have now and I imagine the future. But again, like if this was powered by Nike, right? If this was the Nike Creative Code, right,
Mhm.
where you have check marks on it, or Adidas, and then it's a way for you. But it's through Xbox, so I mean, Xbox probably has partnerships with these companies. But then you click and customize it or even maybe create it and buy it so you have like your own swimsuit like this that you create. Like I think corporations in totality are really missing the boat. Now let's not who's to say that they're not trying to do it and it might be a faction thing. I don't know, but I think companies are missing the boat just when it comes to skins to be engulfed in games, make money, and market themselves to the players.
Yeah, I think Nintendo has a place or an island rather, not Nintendo. That's not, Nike. Nike has an island in Fortnite,
Hmm.
and I know that I think it's like Louis Vuitton. I think has an activation in Roblox.
Mm.
So I think some of the you're right. A, you're right. But B, I think they're investing their resources more into creating their own experiences instead of licensing their IP into games, which is what you're suggesting. And I think that's a great opportunity as well.
Yeah, yeah, and then even because of course you don't know what a game is going to do. You don't know how many people is going to get behind it until it actually releases. So
Right.
we should have to have some type of metrics that say, okay, this is how much we should pay to be in the ecosystem. This is how much we're going to make. This is our margin. And once a game like this, again, maybe not just because like the legal infractions, but like something like this without the legalese that's going to happen, like hopping on like right now it's all the rave, right? So
Right.
literally, they come in, drop a bag, and then they market it. Hey, check out the Nike Cove inside of Palworld. Like that would just bring so many clicks, so many people to their website. Then again, they can make their own custom. Even if it takes, it can be in the summertime. When people are hyped about something, they'll buy it. So they might buy it now, and it might take 5 months for them to get it. But still, if they got the two piece, they're gonna wear it in the summertime. They already bought it,
They already
so
bought it,
they
right?
made their money. So I just think it's an opportunity that corporations are missing. That's why they need to talk to Marcus Esports Howard.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And you said earlier, sometimes you don't know that a game is going to be a hit until after it launches. But in this case, right, if you use some of those advanced metrics like the Steam wish list, you can get a general idea of how popular it is in the larger ecosystem. Right, there's over 30,000 games on Steam. So for
Mm.
this game, and we talked to, what was that? I think Jonathan we spoke to. He said there was over, what was it, 50 games launch every day.
Every day,
So,
yep,
so
every
in,
day.
in that kind of ecosystem where this game is in ranked top 5 in wish list out of all games that
Yeah.
are set to launch, like you should have somebody in your division who potentially is in charge of social media, who also needs to be doing research on these hidden opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. I mean,
It's Team Rocket. It's definitely Team
yeah.
Rocket.
Like, what are we doing here? Wow. Oh, that's the captain then. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So they can and their own little world. Okay, I get that.
yeah.
I get that.
So that's cool. It looks like you can play with your friends, like you said, right? Like have them join you in a squad, and all of you go on
Mhm.
adventures. I love the concept. I wonder if they hadn't infringed, potentially, allegedly infringed on Pokemon's IP, if this game wouldn't still be a resounding success, because people are playing it because it's fun. So maybe they didn't need to do that in order to achieve this. And
Mm,
I hear a lot of their assets were AI generated anyway. So like, why even go through the potential trouble?
yeah. Yeah. Well, in the words of Eminem, we only got one shot, so don't miss your chance to blow. So they said, you know what, we're gonna go all in.
Yeah,
We're gonna fight the attorneys on the back end, and and be number one when it comes to to Steam. So it worked. It
it
worked.
worked. It worked. We're talking about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the goofiest thing to me. This giant electric monster has a minigun.
Right.
Why do you need a minigun?
Yeah. And so then I wanted the character at the top, like, is it controlling it with his hands, maybe, which is so that's pretty cool. Like, boom, shoot.
Yeah,
That's that's cool. I mean, this is cool. I can definitely see why Brian says he doesn't want his childhood dreams to go away with shooting guns. But I mean, I definitely understand the concept.
yeah,
I definitely, and it's cool. And even just like the graphics right here, I know you want to piggyback on the graphics, but just like the gun with in the background, you have like Mount Everest, but then it's green. Like that whole contrast is very very cool as well. So and
yeah.
even to the part the roses, behind it, just a lot of detail, a lot of detail. So they make it themselves, or they buy it. Who knows? But it was a lot of thought processing this. So
Yeah, it's definitely not like a thrown together game. I
yeah.
don't know if it's the most polished again with 50,000 bugs, but what they launched with was decent to high quality compared to what we've seen in the space, and a great start to the year minus the potential IP infractions.
So they had 50,000 bugs the first week.
50,000 bugs reported in this last week. I think it's actually like the first 2 days.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yeah.
So when that happens, it glitch or does it shut down altogether?
It depends. Some of them are glitches, some are game breaking, right? And some might just be like, you know, I don't know, like you throw the Pokeball and it doesn't open in some
Mm,
specific level.
yeah,
In the wrong conditions, this thing happens.
yeah. That sucks. Like it's like playing Mad. Like somebody throws a ball in the air. I'm a defender. I'm supposed to jump. I don't jump to catch the ball. Like this is man. That's like remote control breakage worthy. Just
Yeah.
oh, I can't believe that happened. But yeah, 50,000 bugs. There we have it. There
Yeah,
we
and,
have
and
it.
then the music, right? Let's definitely give them some credit for the music. It's very well put together. It's almost orchestral, right?
Yes. Yeah.
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 So
So,
lots of positive here. Unfortunately, a decent amount of negative on the IP side. But hopefully they can get this resolved. At the very least, it shows the power of new IP and smaller teams. Not that this IP is technically new because it's in places borrowing some of Pokemon's IP, but this concept is new, right? Because Nintendo's been around, like you said, right, 30 years. Not Nintendo. Pokemon's been around for 30 years, and they've made tons of games, but they've never made this type of game. So maybe if they had made this game minus the guns, there might not be an appetite for this game with guns. Or maybe there would still be an appetite for this game with guns.
I would think appetite. So here, let me, because of course we went over the good. So now let's go over, and this is Forbes magazine, right? So your boy was in Forbes last year too. So me and Forbes are cool. I
Right?
don't
Show,
have the
show,
date.
show, show the. They didn't see it. They didn't see it.
Oh, this okay. Hold on. Yeah. So trends in the financial sector. Talk about the market and your boy Mark. Financial sector with have been too high, spiking many like pandemic, and have come down. But long term, as we incorporate artificial intelligence, talked about that into banking. This is an area of opportunity, he says. So yes, me and Forbes, we get along. We get along.
Kudos to you, bro.
All right. So, anyways, all right. So yeah. So Pokemon is investigating Palworld for potential IP infringement. Here's what to know about the controversial game. A whole bunch of pop-ups. So basically, there's speculation Pokemon Company and Nintendo have signaled that they are investigating Palworld, a viral Pokemon, basically a clone, over 8 million copies in less than a week. So yeah, so they are being investigated, and typically when you put the lawyers, put them paws on them, they are going to scratch, sniff, and claw to see what they can get. Other controversy around Palworld stems from the nature of its content, per Brian, as the game allows players to kill and eat their pals. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't have my Pokemon being eaten. Put them in factories or even enslave human characters. Wow. In the words of Hillary Clinton, the deplorables.
Yeah.
So the critic, we've received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in 2024. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon IP or assets in the game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures. So yeah, so I'll stop sharing. So long story short, they are coming after Pocket Pair. We will see what
Developing
happens.
story.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's I'm pretty sure that they kill them and then they cook them or whatever. I'm pretty can't even know cannibalistic. I mean, that would be like rated MA and not teen, but yeah, that's when I think about Pokemon, I don't think about them being killed and eaten.
For food.
Yeah, and then enslave them. Like, what's this about here?
I don't know. I have to dig into that a little bit more. What's also interesting is that CEO, I think, was apparently involved in a crypto company in Australia, either Australia or China, that had scammed a bunch of people, or there's an investigation of money that was stolen. So
Crypto.
No stranger to controversy. So we've got a few minutes left. I wanted to shift topics very quickly over to the unfortunate news from yesterday, or I guess today, that Microsoft laid off 1,900 people. And I guess good for investors, but kind of troubling for game developers and the wider ecosystems. The stock has gone up in response to that announcement.
Yeah.
Which only reinforces like companies that are publicly traded to do that thing, because they get rewarded. Obviously, they get rewarded for doing it.
Yeah. So laid off nearly 9% of the gaming division. So that just sucks. And they didn't have any notice either. It just happened, correct?
It just happened, yeah. So and I think a lot of us expected that there would be some kind of layoffs, because you have two companies that have similar functions, business functions, game development, game publishing, merging. There's going to create redundancies, and that happens in any M&A activity, right? But 1,900 is just a large number. There's myself and many others in the industry are just frustrated with the fact that it was kind of last minute notice, right? Like you find out in one day that you're laid off. We appreciate that the layoffs happened after the new year, right? So not during the holidays, but on the other side of that, it would be nice to for those people to have had some advance notice, right? So maybe you make some spending plans for the holidays, assuming you have your job in January, and then you don't have your job in January.
Now that sucks. That sucks, and definitely. As I share my screen, so a couple things. So first off, acquisition of Active Blizzard by Microsoft happened on January 18th, 2022. I know it was a whole bunch of legal battles, but it was 68.7 billion with the B. So you would think that they would have money to keep people, right? But almost $70 billion. When you think about since that happened, so we look at here, right? January January 2022, their stock is up by over 60% since that merger. Now, of course, Microsoft has, they acquired OpenAI and they have other things going on, but that's definitely a reason why their stock is up. And now, as of last month, as Apple went down, now Microsoft right now today is the most valuable company in the world.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so on the backs of individuals that end up getting laid off, Microsoft, here we are today, literally is the most valuable company in the world. It was Apple, but Apple stock has dropped basically the past month. It's recovering, but it has dropped. Now Microsoft is now the most valuable company in the world, asset wise, and
Right. And that's one of the reasons that so many of my colleagues and I are upset about this is that like they're not struggling for money. They're a profitable company. They're growing
yeah,
revenue and profits year over year. They could have afforded to not lay off all 1,900. And all layoffs are different. Riot Games announced they laid off 500 people earlier this week, but they're
mm,
only providing them 6 months of severance, and they get to keep their devices and access to their emails for a little bit, and health insurance, and a lot of stuff to help them kind of transition to the next opportunity. And Microsoft hasn't announced what that will look like for these 1,900 people. So maybe it's the same, maybe it's better.
mhm.
Hopefully it's at least as good as that, because Riot Games isn't worth nearly what Microsoft is worth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I had a couple clients. Not gaming, but in the tech sector, it's clients that was part of the Facebook layoffs a year and a half ago, and they got about a year severance, so they did get severance. So hopefully Microsoft does right by these individuals because they can afford it. I
Right.
mean, they made millions of dollars today with the stock being up, 0.5%. So hopefully they do right because part of that 60% growth, of their stock is because of those individuals in Activision merger. So unfortunate. So that's a not so fun about my job. Like, so I have my own investment firm. We invest people's money. We want companies to do well. We want them to grow so our clients' money can grow. At the same time, though, you don't want a person losing their job and being downside. So
Yeah. So we wish them all the best. Like you said, hopefully that they have something between 6 months and a year severance, and we in the ecosystem that's one of the kind of silver linings that we see is potentially. I think even last year we saw amidst the 12,000 layoffs. I think Brian, who's been joining us in the chat, said that he saw a report that there was like 7,000 plus indie studios created last year.
mm,
So
yeah,
you have people being laid off, and if they have severance, that's runway to take a shot at trying to win the lottery, if you will, right? Capturing
right.
lightning in the bottle, starting your own company. That's enough time to at least try, maybe fail once or twice, and decide if you need to go look for a full-time job, especially for a year. 6 months,
Right.
maybe not so much. You don't have as much runway, but a year,
Yeah.
you could spend 6 months trying, and then spend 6 months, looking.
Yeah, and you can might your studio might be the next Pocket Pair and create a Palworld. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
All right. Well, this is awesome. Thanks everybody for joining us this week. We'll be back again next week on Thursday. Brian, thanks for all the insights, for helping us identify some lookalikes from the video. And we'll keep you all posted as we see updates on this evolving story. Until then, thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. Mario, let them know how they can support you and what you got going on this week or in the next week.
Yeah. Just y'all can just hit me on all social medias at Painful Profits. So at PAYNEFUL Profits, PROFITS. Because our profits can be painful, especially on Microsoft. It's painful for those people that got laid off, but but there are profits to be made from an investment standpoint. So yeah, just message me, LinkedIn, Painful Profits. Definitely here to help.
Excellent, excellent. Then Marcus on Marcus Esports Howard on LinkedIn, just Marcus Howard, in real life. You find me on LinkedIn, find me on Facebook. We'll be back here next week, continue to help you understand the gaming industry and the business side, economics, finance side. Until then, y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.
Peace.